right, we're live. We're back. Thrive Podcast episode. Is this episode 4? I think. Awesome. So, first of all, this podcast is sponsored by the Thrive sticker, the free Thrive sticker available in the description. But we'll get to that later. Just kidding. I probably won't mention it later. Maybe I'll mention it at the end. So I got a haircut. This is a topic I guess I can go right into right away. The pursuit of the perfect haircut is something I started. How old was I? Probably like 14 or 15. You know, I picked up the first little axe styling putty from Walmart or whatever. And, so it even started before this. So I had, so in like 4th or 5th grade, maybe, I remember having so when I was younger, I looked up to, not even looked up to, but the kids that I perceived as like the cooler kids were like, they skateboarded and they had like long hair and not even that long, I don't know, to here, and they would, flip their hair around. So, I started, wanting to, it became like the image of what was cool hair to me, or hair that made you a cool person, was like long. So I wanted to grow my hair out, and I wouldn't like getting haircuts when I was a little kid. And the more my hair was in my eyes and the more I could flip it around, the cooler I was to myself, And so that was maybe, okay, I'm just going to tell the story of Josh's hair. Here we go. That was in 5th, 6th grade. And then, so in 6th grade, I started going to a private school and I had to cut my hair. So it was just, short during the school year, and I got to grow it out long and flip it around during the summer. And so that was middle school. And then in the middle of high school, I started getting products from, Target, Walmart and stuff, the cheap stuff, and being able to style it. And the rule at my private school was that hair couldn't be extreme. That was which basically was vague enough that if at any point somebody, the teacher, didn't like your hair, that could be no, you need to change it, which was stupid. But so I started styling my hair, which, to someone who had never styled hair before, is just product, straight up. And I also vaguely remember my sisters. So I have 2 older sisters that are 9 and 12 years older than me, and I remember the word faux hawk as a kid being cool, because they were kids in the 90s, and so that's what they thought was cool. So that's what they wanted my hair to be, So I remember getting the cheap product and trying to style it just straight and spiky. And my hair, when there's not any products or anything in it, is super straight. It'll just go straight down my face. And so I was using the cheap stuff from early high school, trying to style my hair. And then I discovered the internet and YouTube, and I could search things that I liked and take them and apply them to my life. And that whole part of the narrative of me that I'm sure you're familiar with if you've seen any of my videos and follow my channel and are watching my podcast at all. So around when I was 18 or 19, the very end of high school and the beginning of college, I started, it was the first time I applied a blow dryer to my hair, and that was the game changer. It went from just straight and spiky and sticky looking to the I learned then that was the key to the swoop, curly, and not even curly, but just a form to it that had some purpose and some it looked actually good, and it was started to be a repeat result. I knew I could do it a certain way, and I could do a certain thing and my hair would look a certain way, because before, sometimes your hair looks great, sometimes it doesn't. And, sometimes you have days when it's the way that I'm styling it right now is super good, and it's just staying the way I want it, and it's the way that I like it, it's staying that way, but I don't know how it happened. It just is a good hair day, And uh, so I started to style my hair with different products. I started to pick out like premium products and like stuff that reacted differently to blow dryers. And there's heat protection, there's mousse, there's pomade, there's clay, there's cream, fiber, all these different types of products. And it honestly took like years before, like there was still like, okay, I'm gonna blow dry my hair, do a certain thing with the combs while I'm blow drying it, and it's gonna end up a certain way. Uh, but sometimes it wouldn't stay that way, and it depended on the haircut as well. So I had been going to the same barber like this whole time. My mom was just friends with a lady who she always took us to that person, and all through high school and college, and the entire time I lived in Wisconsin until I moved. Um, until I moved to Canada last, when was that? June. I went to the same hairstylist. So for like 10 years, I went to the same person, and she saw the whole evolution of my hair. And so it was always like, oh, Josh is coming in. What's he want this time? And I would come in with different pictures of people who, I like pictures of hair that I wanted, and I learned, where was I? Same person, same haircut person, stylist, different types of hair, experimenting with products, with haircuts, with how certain products related to certain haircuts. Uh, so eventually, I narrowed it in, and I got like short-ish on this, and this is what works for my hair. My hair's super straight, like medium thin. Uh, this the one. So one thing I learned. I guess this is everything I learned about my hair is what I'm talking about. So your hair, like everyone's got different types of hair, and if I say this is what I say to the barber, and it equals, and this is the product I use, it equals a good haircut for me. It's not like I don't know your hair, so this is a journey you must take on yourself, like you're watching this to get hair advice. But uh, yeah, take on the hair journey yourself. So a lot of my friends, I noticed people would be like, oh, I have to get a haircut, which means my hair is gonna like look bad for a few days, a few weeks. Like, oh no, a haircut, that sucks. And it was always like I had always seen the haircut as like the time to like apply the knowledge you learned from the previous haircut to make this haircut a better one. So haircuts were always like okay, this should be when my hair looks the very best, because all of the like previous haircuts that are accumulated to this point are manifesting themselves in the next haircut, and I had been going with the same person the whole time, and every haircut was getting better, and to the point where it's like, okay, give me my haircut. I had perfected it. And since I've moved, so let me resolve that point. So I see haircuts as a tool to, like, you're gonna look your best after a haircut. It's not gonna be bad. Like, you should work to make your haircuts with the same person up to a point where you get something you like. You pay for a service and you get a result that you're happy with. That's what a haircut should be, not a like, oh no, my hair's gonna be all off now. But so that's how I see haircuts. That was, wow. My heart is almost racing talking about that. An important point, I guess. But so since I moved here, I'm on the third haircut with my new person, like the the place that my mom goes now, and I think this is a good one. I'm happy with this haircut. It's been looking good the last few days. The first time I got my haircut by this person, it wasn't. I gave my detailed haircut instructions that I had learned over years and years of perfecting Josh's hair, and there were different things that were off about it. So then the next time I come in and correct it, it's like, okay, I want this. I want the disconnect of the length on the sides from the top to be shorter. I want the front to be tapered kind of like this. And I want, this much off the top, this much off the back, this much off the sides. And I think I got it. This time. I'm happy with it. Wow. Yeah. So So I've been happy with the way my hair's been looking lately. I had another topic that I was going to talk about. I just spent 10 minutes talking about my hair. Cool. Oh yeah. So I've got a note. I got a notes file and it says pod, haircut, raincoats. Let me say something about raincoats, dude. So I got a raincoat recently. So I live in the Pacific Northwest, the Oregon coast, and right now it's the winter. It's January. I think it's January. Yeah. It's January and it's raining like 4 to 5 days out of the week for not like constantly, but at some point during the day, during most days, it's raining. And I swear I have never seen anyone with an umbrella. And this, like, people are just like, oh, it rains here and you get wet. Like, but there is a piece of technology that we have available to us that prevents that from happening. Why aren't you, like, I see people around everywhere. And granted, I live in a small town. I'm not like walking down a busy city street, but like when I'm driving or when, I'm using my umbrella and looking around and seeing other people, no one's using umbrellas. And this is blowing my mind. Like, this is the rainiest part of the country. Like, it's raining all the time. And people don't have umbrellas. People don't even have, like, actual, I mean, a lot of people do have actual raincoats, but, like, people are just walking around, not even, like, how you walk when it's raining? You're kind of, like, hustling, but you're thinking, like, am I becoming more wet by running into the rain, or am I saving time and not getting as wet? Like, people aren't even running. They're just walking through the rain. Not using umbrellas, not using raincoats. Man, clearly the way I live my life is better than everyone else. That's, I guess, what my brain is telling me when I see that. Yeah, man, let me take a drink of water. Just firing off there. I left my water bottle at work yesterday, and it really, like, the idea that your physical environment, wow, voice crack, that your physical environment needs to lend itself to you succeeding at the habits you want to succeed at was very apparent, because this is my water bottle. It's big. There's tassels on it. There's stickers everywhere. There's colorful things. Like, if it's with me, I see it and I grab it and I drink water. But when it's not with me, I don't drink water. So everyone should have a water bottle. First of all, you should have a raincoat, or an umbrella, a water bottle, and a good haircut. God damn it. And wow. And you'll be thriving. That's the message of today's podcast. Your starter kit, your Thrive starter kit, Thrive sticker, water bottle, haircut, raincoat. You're thriving. In your journal. You need your planning journal also. Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So my water bottle was at work, so I didn't have it. So I was carrying around, I picked like a glass from the cupboard. Like, this is going to be the glass. I'll carry it around with me. And this is my water. This is my fuel, my hydration that I will carry with me to succeed at hydrating. So that's what I carried around instead of my water bottle yesterday. But my water bottle was right where I left it, at the bar at work. Excuse me. Wow. My brother asked me if I would be sad if I lost my water bottle with all the stickers and stuff on it, and probably for a second. But I learned that mostly I need that big vessel of water, like the function that the device fulfills is more important to me than the sentimentality of the stickers and everything on it, I learned. So while I would not like to lose my water bottle, it would be inconvenient, and I do enjoy the journey that this water bottle has been on with me in life, I would not spend too much time in grief over the loss of it, I think. But I haven't lost this water bottle in a long time. I have lost water bottles before, the 32-ounce narrow mouth Nalgene, the best water bottle that exists as far as I'm concerned. Let's talk about that. I don't know if I've talked about that on the podcast. I definitely have it in YouTube videos before, but so we've established that you should have a water bottle that you carry around with you because you need to be drinking water. And if you don't have a water bottle with you, you're not going to drink water. We learned this. We've been over this together on this very podcast. And this is the best gosh darn water bottle in existence. I don't care about a hydro flask. I don't care if my water is cold all the time, because you should be drinking water often enough that when you fill it up, it's cold. And by the time you finish it, it's still cold because you're drinking water that frequently. That's how frequently you should be drinking water, as far as I'm concerned. As far as your health is concerned. Where was I going with that? Oh, this is the best water bottle. That's the point I'm making. What else makes this the best water bottle? So, the narrow mouth. Look at that. If you've ever tried to drink anything from like a cup, think about how wide a cup is, or a wide mouth water bottle, like a hydro flask. Flasks are like this. Like, think about it, dude. Your mouth fits all the way around this. So you can be moving, you can be driving, you can be walking, you could be running. You could be moving and drinking this at the same time, and the water is going to go all into your mouth. It's not going to spill all over your face. Think if you had like a glass, like a pint glass full of milk, something you don't want to spill or get on your body. And it like, you don't have that in the car with you. Think about like turning the wheel, driving, and drinking a glass of milk. Like, that is going to spill straight up. And a lot of water bottles, the mouth is so wide that you spill it. You have to stop. If you're walking, you literally have to stop to take a drink. And that's, we're living in motion, baby. We are drinking water on the move all the time. And, and I didn't even mention, like, water bottles that you have to squeeze. Like, that's, I started the conversation based on the assumption that we already know those are out of the question. You don't want to be sucking on a little water bottle nipple going like they make noise. It's annoying. You're squeezing it, like you're trying to get the water out of the nipple, right? But there's a sealed top that it's going to leak all out of the sides of, like those Gatorade bottles that you squeeze, like they have the orange head and you squeeze them, and those are really popular. I remember when I was in, basketball and football, and I went to Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever to buy one of those, and I would go every week and they would sell out. There would be none of these water bottles left because they were so popular. Why, dude? You squeeze them and water comes out the sides. It makes this annoying noise when you're squirting the water. Man, I'm passionate about this. Passionate about the right water bottle. But this water bottle, yeah, I've had it for a long time now. The red one. I've had 3 different caps for it. It came with, what was the first? The first cap it came with was silver. It was red and silver. So what eventually happens is you hold it like this, right? And this breaks. This will break, this piece right here. And part of the functionality of it is being able to do this, not having to carry the big thing with your whole hand, being able to like link it on a clip or a finger is very important. And it also lets you not lose the cap, because it's attached. So eventually this blue one will break. This blue one has lasted a long time, actually. So the one after the silver one was a black one, and the cap was black. And it was a lot less, it didn't stand out at all, which, I don't know. It made me not notice it and drink from it, I guess, maybe. But this blue one, the red and the blue, I'm like in the era of the blue cap. Have I had this conversation on the podcast before? Maybe not. Maybe I have. I've just been doing this podcast for so many hundreds of episodes that it's all a blur. Yeah. How much more time do we have? 45 seconds. Dude. Wow. What a blaze of fury that podcast was. Haircuts, raincoats, water bottles. Thank you guys for watching. Free Thrive sticker in the description. First link. Fill out the form. I'll send you a Thrive sticker. You can put it on your water bottle, so you remember that drinking water, hydrating yourself, is a key ingredient to your thrival. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next week.